Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. It's Paul from Vintage Sports Card Finds. Good to have you back. I want to wish everybody a belated happy 4th of July. I went yesterday to the July 4th card show in Mansfield and I picked up some cards and I want to show you what I picked up yesterday. Probably spent a little bit more than I wanted to spend, but kept things at a reasonable cost. Most of the cards were $1 to $2 a piece. I was able to pick up a large haul of them for about 80 cents a card. But they were all very nice condition vintage for the most part. So let's start with some basketball. Most of the lot is baseball. So these are some Harlem Globetrotter cards. I don't know exactly what year these were from, but this was part of the 80 cents a card batch. I want to say this is from 71, 72. So, you know, I picked these up because I rarely ever see them. Bobby Joe Mason. So these are, but very nice condition. So I was willing to pick those up. Let me see if I can adjust the lighting a little. See if that's any better. So I don't get as much glare. And then I picked up this Howard Porter card for $1. Again, this worked out. So there were about 118 cards or so. They ended up, so it's weird, but the breakdown ended up being a little over a couple of dollars a card, but you'll see why in the long run. But if you broke everything down that way, and then this Rudy Tomjanovich for $1, you know, or whatever it worked out to, but they were part of a bin that had cards for $1, so I was willing to take a chance to see if they're cards I need or not. I'm pretty sure I have that Tomjanovich, but it was in such nice condition that I wanted to compare it to the one I had. I also picked up one hockey card, this one here, Fred Stanfield. It's just so nice for the age of this card. This is a 69-70. You don't see these cards in this nicer condition usually. Very well centered for the most part. Just a nice looking card. So I paid $5 for that. The football, and I'll try to point out where I paid a little bit more on them, if I did pay more on them, type of deal. So I picked up these two from the 1971 set. Floyd Little and Norm Snead. I'm pretty sure I have the Norm Snead, but I figured I'd take a shot, see if it was better condition than mine. The reason I paid a little bit more for these cards, Bob Greasy from the 72 set. I think I need this card, 132, but we'll see. Joe Namath Glossy. We'll see when I look at that one and see what it looks like, but that was $1 or whatever it worked out to, $1 or a little less than $1 a card. This one here, just some cards I picked up, Andy Russell and Sonny Jurgensen for the game cards. Let's see what else we got here. Boom. These are from the, I'm not even sure what year this is, but from Philadelphia. These are those play cards from the Philadelphia set. I have quite a bit of this set. These team cards are tough to come by as well, and this one was in such nice shape that I figured they were all worth a shot. So I picked those up, and I'll compare them to the ones I have and see what is and isn't available. Couple of these here, an Al Carmichael card and a Chet Hanlook. The year on this is, I'm not sure. This is 62, I believe. The 62 tops. John Arnett card. Definitely from the 50s here. So this is James Dooley card. Another 50s card. Lou Baldacci. Sorry to my Italian friends if I got that wrong. Tom Miner from 59, I believe that's the year on that. Jack McLaren. I have some 59s, so a lot of this stuff might end up for resale. Terry Bradshaw, I needed a couple of cards for the sticker set. Spider Lockhart from 68. I don't know if I need it, but we'll see. And then some Flair. And these Flairs are always tough. So these are all Patriots, Boston Patriots. Jim McClaw. I don't even know how to say that. Ken Rice. This is Buffalo. Sorry, I thought they were all Patriots, but they're not. Ray Abruzzese. And Houston Oilers, Ed Hussman. So those Flair cards I know are a little tougher to come by. So those are, but I got them at $1 a card, so I'll take it. These here, not sure what year this is. I'm not positive, but I always just, if I can find vintage that I think I might need. And this Fred Dryer card was just really, really nice. So I took a shot on it, if worse comes to worse. I don't know if that's actually a rookie card or not, or if he just put it in this holder. But either way, I got this card for $1, so I'll gladly take a shot on that. And now we get to the baseball. And the baseball, the bulk of what I bought was baseball. So I tried to separate it by year at first and go from there. So you guys know how I like to buy my 50s. So these are, I believe, 51 Bowman. And these I paid around $2 and change for. They're not in great shape, but whenever you can get 51 Bowman for $2 and change. This one here, the Eddie Robinson, is a little rough, you know what I mean? Some creases in the corners and things like that. But Westrom, so they're stained and they've got their sets of issues. But Eddie Yost, so it's 52. I guess these are 52 Bowmans. Anyway, yeah, 52 Bowmans. So anytime I can pick up cards like that, I'm going to jump on the opportunity to do so. Anything from the 50s, because there's always a pretty good chance I need it. And then the other off-condition stuff I picked up was like this. Well, this isn't bad. This Wayne Terwilliger is in pretty good shape. And then this Detroit Tigers team card for $3. Hal Smith for $1. If I can get 50s vintage for $1, I'll do all right. Don Larson, $5. It's off center, but nice. Ted Klozewski. Haywood Sullivan, these are 57s or 58s. Jack Sanford. Look at the condition of that card. I felt pretty comfortable taking these. I mean, there was a whole batch in his bin, but I took the nicest ones I could find. This purchase was all about condition. Trying to buy cards that were in nicer condition. Gene Baker. And then Gene Woodling, Ernie Johnson. Again, these weren't all about condition. These are more about, hey, pick them up when you can. Oh, is that two Gene Baker? Nope. This is a Gene Baker from the Cubs. I saw the name Gene twice, and I was like, there you go. Gus Triandos. Then we had some more 50s. These, I believe, are 59s. These are 59s. Wayne Terwilliger. Ken Aspermonte. Just, I mean, the condition of these cards is what was just off the reservation to me. Al Smith. So I figure if not cards I need, they might be upgrades for sets I'm putting together. That one was $1. Then we had some more stuff here. Some 67s. Checklist. I figured it's always worth it for $1. Rookie Mike Epstein and Tom Rhodes. This ended up having a crease in it. I didn't see it, but that's okay. Charlie Smith, the New York Yankees. And then these are 66s. Nice Wes Parker. Tracy Stallard. And another rookie, Dick Estelle and Jack Hyatt. Then we had this card, which is a high number from 72, so I'm really hoping it's one I need. Or semi-high, 622. We'll see. This is a 1960 Jerry Casale. Pretty sure I have this card, but nevertheless, as I'm wont to do, I picked up 2 of these, both in the dollar bin, so I'll check it against my 71. I'm pretty sure my 71 was gross on this card, like creased and everything else, so this card should replace it. 68 Frank Howard, just too nice to leave behind. It's in really nice condition. I'm fairly close on the 68 set, so I don't think it's a card I need. St. Louis Cardinals from 1970 set. Card 549, so I thought there was a chance I might need it. Some 62s. Ted Willis. Red Sox. Jerry Parker. And an unmarked checklist from the 6th series. So I figure this card's got to be worth a little bit of dough. If I tried to buy it, it'd be $3-4 somewhere else, so I can pick it up for $1. Then a bunch of 61s. Ray Ripplemeyer. Bud Daly. Mostly commons, right? But it was all about condition. They're off center. I mean, but you rarely ever see them so crisp. Like, this is a miscut. But then there was some that were a little bit better centering, but a touch more on the corners, like this Ken Walters. Rudy Hernandez rookie. Mike Higgins, Boston Red Sox manager. And Don Budden, shortstop for the Red Sox. And then there was some 64s. Trying to see if there's anybody who's going to stand out in this batch. Probably this is the most third series checklist. And then a bunch of really high conditioned cards. Al Worthington. Now, these cards on eBay, even if you buy in lot, you're probably going to pay close to $1 anyway. So I had no problem paying a little under $1 for these cards because I was seeing them in person, and they all looked really nice. They all look really sharp. Of course, when I take them out, you know, one of the things you always got to be careful at a card show is if you're buying a card, when they're in top loaders and penny sleeves. It might help to hide creases. And I'm not saying that dealers are doing that intentionally. They're just Lou Krause. They're just, trying to protect the card, which makes sense. But you do look at it, and it looks real good. Nelson Matthews. It looks real good, and then you get it home and you find a crease. I mean, that's just gonna happen. You know what I mean? So it's not necessarily an intentional thing the dealer was trying to do. It's just something that happens. 65s, Johnny Lewis. Again, these were all about condition. Dennis Rybant, excuse me. Chris Cannizzaro. Daryl Griffith, excuse me, and Boog Powell. It's a nice Boog Powell. Nice looking card. Pretty sharp. Again, off center. Touch here and there, but $8 for that. I'll take that one for $8. Worst comes to worst, I could certainly sell it for that. And then, as you guys know or don't know, 63s are kind of a set I've been very slowly working on, because they're tough to find big lots of on eBay for the price you want them. So when I could pick these cards up for $1 a piece, and again, it worked out to under that for this particular purchase. But I was able to pick these up, and I said, how, you know what I mean? I know there's a better than 50-50 shot. I need some of these cards, so some of them can go into my Red Sox binders for the Red Sox that are in the group. So it's all good. Chuck Schilling, Ron Hansen, and a variety of different other fellas here from the 63 set. So that's a set I'm trying to put together slowly, as long as I can get the cards at the price that I want them. Kurt Flood, paid $5 for that one. There was some that came from a different vendor, so I did pay. Occasionally there was a card I paid a little bit more for, but because I paid less for the other cards, Joe McClain, I was able to lower the average price of some of those other cards down. And then finally, I know this is a longer video, guys, but it's a card show wrap, so there's going to be just a lot of stuff, because when I try to go to a card show, I try to still buy in as much bulk as I can. These were the Flair cards from the early 60s. I got a batch of these. Dutch Leonard, Walt Johnson, Dale Alexander, Jim Bagby. And this is kind of like a best of the old era. Rabbit Moranville. Probably as close to owning some of these players' names on cards as I'll ever get. You know what I mean? I'm probably not going to end up with original cards from some of these fellas. Ross Young, John McGraw, Home Run Baker, Mickey Cochran, Russ Stevenson. So these I paid about $2 a piece for, which I've seen lots on eBay. These tend to run a lot more than $1 a card. But again, I picked out the cherry ones. I really just focused on condition and said, if you're going to pay $2 a card, you want to pay, you want to pick out the best ones, and that's what I tried to do. And then the other year is this year, also Flair, and I got a bunch of these again at $2, roughly $2 a card. Joe Medwick, another John McGraw from that year. Jimmy Collins, Lou Boudreau, Judge Landis. We know why he's famous. First commissioner of baseball. Wiped out the Red Sox. The White Sox roster there from the gambling debts. Warren Giles. Grover Cleveland Alexander. Parents must have been fans of President Grover Cleveland, obviously. Carl Hubble. Or maybe they were related somehow. Hal Newhouser. Again, this was all about condition on these. Getting the best condition ones I could. Mel Ott. Luke Appling. Fran Baker. Dazzy Vance. Is this a second weight Hoyt? Might accidentally grab two of those. Oop. Ed Barrow. Paul Derringer. And so on. So there's nothing in this lot that is like off the reservation, crazy players that I picked up that I would say, whoa, that's a huge pickup. But all cards that I picked up at the right price, and I came home feeling good about the purchases and the price that I paid. And then I always rethink, you know, how can I do it differently? How could I make it a little bit more productive? You know, I always go into shows not necessarily with the intention of buying something specific, but I go to the shows with the intention of buying stuff I think I need, and can I get a bulk deal on it? Or somebody's being crazy and they got like complete 1975 set in a binder and they want to sell it for $100, right? If somebody wants to do that, then I'll buy it for $100 because I can resell it for $2. You know, you never know what's going on in a dealer's mind. Have they had a good day? Have they had a bad day? Are they just trying to make the rent? Are they trying to make it worth their while? I do go early to try to not miss out on any deals. So I don't really get a lot of the end of the day deals that some people might get at a card show, but nevertheless, that's kind of the strategy I use when I go to card shows, is to pick up stuff I think I need, and and how much of it can I pick up for as good a deal as I can. And that's the strategy. It's nothing more simple than that. I don't have a problem with accidentally buying a card I already own, because I have the outlet on eBay to simply flip the card. I'll just put it out, and you know, the stuff I'm buying is typically stuff that doesn't sit super long, you know, because people are putting together vintage sets, so there's no usually a concern on that part. Well, that's it, guys. I want to thank you so much for watching. I appreciate all the support you've given the channel. I do apologize for not posting something a little bit sooner. I apologize for the length of this video. It is a long one, and there's not anything super special, but I love this purchase, and I wanted an opportunity to share a little bit of my card show strategy with everybody, and you're certainly free to put the cool stuff, what you know about some of these cards, and or your own strategies when you go to a card show. How do you approach it? I'm always intrigued to hear what other people are thinking, especially other collectors. So thanks so much for watching, guys, and as always, happy hunting.